Now what we have here today is the Renault Triber facelift, and what makes this car special is that it's one of the most affordable 7-seater MPVs in the country. And Renault has decided to give it a facelift after 6 long years. So let's get right into it and check out what's new and what does the car feel like when you drive it. Now if we start talking about the design, the front fascia of the car looks completely new. And if you come closer, you can see the brand new Renault logo over here. There's a new grille as well placed right at the center. If you look at the top, there's a sculpted bonnet right there. And flanking the grille are 2 front headlamps with LED DRLs as well. Lower down, if you look at it, the bumper is completely new as well. Now overall at the side also, the Renault Triber remains the same except the stylish new alloy wheels. I'm just kidding, those are not alloy wheels. These are just wheel covers which look like alloy wheels. And there's a new sticker over here that looks like cladding, but it's not actually cladding. Come over at the rear and you will see these new tail lamps with the LED function as well. At the center is the piano black element that has been added and the new Renault logo. Right below it, there's new Triber badging which gets an angle design as well. Looks very stylish. Now overall the styling of the Triber looks pretty butch, and while I was driving this car in the city, I got comments from people saying that it looks very stylish, modern and sleek. So overall it's a good upgrade that the Triber has got after this long period of wait. Now it's time to get right inside the Triber and check out what's new on the inside and the driving experience of the car. So let's get in. Now when you're seated inside the Renault Triber, with the one that we're seated in right now, this one is the top variant and it gets all the bells and whistles. It's a pretty nice place to be in because Renault has now given a dual tone finish on the dashboard. Lower down it's more lighter and at the top it's dark. If you look in the middle, there's also wooden finish over here with these hexagonal styling paint graphics over it. The AC vents look nice as well. There's 2 dashboard spaces to keep your stuff, and there's a screen over here. This one is a 9-inch unit. It's pretty useful. You get different kind of settings and you get touch operated buttons as well. There's Apple CarPlay which is wireless. Now right below that screen are some buttons for your parking sensor. You can turn your parking sensors on or off from here. And this is the defogger. This is your parking lights. This is the door lock unlock button. This should have been placed at the driver's door, which is a more convenient spot and where you look for it usually. But right now it's here and you have to get a little bit used to it as well. Now when you come to traction control, there's this button. You can turn it off or on from here. But there's a loophole or I would say there's a caveat here because when you press this button, it immediately turns the traction control off. So that increases the risk of accidentally pressing it when you're operating maybe the air conditioning controls as well. Now these are your AC controls right below the switches that you see, and this is a manually controlled AC. This is your USB type A port. You get the start stop button over here. Not a very usual placement, but it works. This button right here is something unique. This is the cruise control button. It only works when you switch this on like that. Turn it off. Right below it is the wireless charger. You have a switch to turn it off as on and off as well. And your gear lever over here. Now lower down, there's two cup holders as well over here. If you open this storage area, there's ample amount of space over here, and it's cooled and well. And the cooling is controlled by the front AC blower S. And then there's another knob for your blower. This is for the rear passengers, so it gets three settings. Now, if you look here, there's an armrest for the driver. Now, if usually when you're driving inside the city, this armrest becomes a hassle to change gears and as well. But when you're on the highway in fifth gear, cruise control on, it's pretty useful because you can chill around and sit with your arms rested. Now let's get in the back seat and check out what the car has to offer in the rear, shall we? Now sitting in the rear seat of the Triber, it's a pretty good spot to be in. I would say it's decent. You're sitting upright, but that is adjustable, and you get decent under thigh support. A little more would have been appreciated, but it's just enough for 3 people to be seated here comfortably. And the Triber also gets a stepped roof, which gives you a load of headroom in the rear as well. And the knee room, well, that is the interesting bit, because that is adjustable and you can have as much leg room and knee room as you want. The seats also get adjustable recline. As you can see, you can recline back and front, and there are 2 headrests which are also adjustable. What's missing over here is a rear armrest, which would have been appreciated as well. Now let's get in the third row to check that out, shall we? Now I'm seated inside the third row of the Renault Triber, and the front 2 seats have been adjusted to my height. I am 5'8", and I would say the third row is pretty cramped. You sit knees up, but the seat back is pretty comfortable, and there's enough support as well. There's good headroom, and you get an armrest sorts, and there's some change coin holder cubby hole as well over here. You get a 12-volt socket at right in front of that, and there's 2 AC vents at the rear, which are operated by the blower control on the center console. And there's 2 AC vents at the front in the second row as well on the B pillars. So the car is pretty cool at the rear as well, and for a person who's not 5'8", who's shorter, they can be decently comfortable while they're seated in the third row. I have, let's talk about my personal experience. I've taken this car around with 9 people as well, and all of them were really comfortable. Although it was just a 30-minute drive, they were all seated comfortably. There was a guitar in the back after these seats were up as well, and there was picnic mats. We went for a picnic. So I think the Triber, for the price that you're getting it for, it's a pretty good transporter of sorts, and you can carry around your friends, your family as well. Now let's take a look at the boot space of the Renault Triber. And it's interesting because Renault has done a pretty interesting arrangement over here. The second row seats are 60-40 split, and that seat, the 41, can be folded further as well. And these seats are 50-50 split, and they get folded. The boot space when they're folded is 625 liters. But even if you pull these seats back up, by the way, these seats can be folded and removed, and they can be packed into a bag as well. So when you pull these seats back, you have enough space for 3 little bags, like small bags as well. And you can seat about 8 or 9 or 7 passengers as well in the car with those bags in. Now talking about the drive experience of the Triber, it's a breeze to drive in the city because at lower speeds the steering wheel is really light, but as you pick up the pace and you move on to wider, larger roads, and you pick up the pace and you go above like 50-60 kilometers per hour, the steering weightens up a little bit, and that can, helps the feel of driving. Actually, it gives you more feedback and helps you to be more confident as you drive the car. But if you have 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 passengers seated, it does feel kind of a little bit underpowered as well. But that's not really an issue, I would say, because the price point at which this car comes at, it's decent for that. And it doesn't really bog down the car as well. When you rise up to the higher RPM, it does give you pretty much a little bit of that punch to overtake and easily drive or maneuver the car around as well. Now, even on speed breakers as such and small potholes, the car handles pretty well. It is only at higher speeds that the car feels slightly unstable if there's no one seated in the back. With more people seated, it does get a little more stability, but all in all, it's not meant for really going at really high speeds. It's best when you drive this car around 80 to maximum 100 kilometers per hour.
So, all in all, what's the verdict of the facelifted Triber? I would say it's a pretty good package. At the starting price, it gets all of the features that one would want from a car, and it still seats at least 7 people. And at the top end, it also gets very nice convenience features like a touchscreen Apple CarPlay, and the engine is peppy as well to drive in the city. What else could one want, right? And overall, the styling of the Triber is also pretty good. It gets a better road presence now. So at the price, if you want a 7-seater or if you want 8 to 9 people to be transported somewhere at an affordable pricing, Triber is for you. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments down below, and subscribe to HT Auto for more such automotive content. I'll see you in the next one.